Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Ambition for Breakfast, where we bring you food for thought
and inspiration for your soul.
On today's very special episode, we have editor, influencer, and personal friend of the brand, Alexandrea Villareal. She opens up about a lot of things, you guys. She had a really, really tough 2020. She had a salon that has suffered during the pandemic. She had a very personal tragedy in her life, and she is just so positive and remains such a source of inspiration for so many people. So you guys are going to get a lot of good tips and advice from her in this episode.
Yes, we're so excited for you guys to learn more about her, our good friend Alex. So let's go ahead and get started. We have a very special guest in our studio today. We have Alex joining us, one of our dear friends and editor influencers. Sorry. The entire time.
Are you okay?
Yeah. Are you gonna be all right?
Boss babe. She's proud to be one of our team members, and we're so proud of her and everything that she does. She's so inspirational. You guys are gonna fall in love with Alexandrea. Welcome to the show.
Hi guys, thank you for the good introduction.
Of course. Thanks for being a part of today and jumping on Ambition for Breakfast.
Yeah.
You and I have known each other for such a long time. Just a little bit of background. You're probably the first influencer I ever met. And I remember it was back in the day that, I was doing the New Hair Trends magazine. I was the editor of it. And I was just really hustling and just trying to find connections. And I found Alex's work. It was amazing. She was a vivid stylist. She was a specialist with extensions. She was also a celebrity stylist too. And I was just like obsessed with just her makeup and her tats and just like her piercings. And I was like, oh my God, she's the coolest person I've ever seen in my life. And
I remember that photo shoot too.
Yeah. The one
it popped up on my Facebook memories like 2 days ago that you like sent me the email, and I like posted on my Facebook like, oh my gosh, this editor sent me an email that she wants to work with me, and I was like so excited.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Oh my gosh. That's the best feeling in the world. And yeah, and so we made it happen. Like it just, to my surprise, you were only in Temecula, and we set up this like very nice shoot. I think that we worked with Ralph. Like that was the first time that we ever worked with Ralph.
I love Ralph.
Yeah, which you were a part of, which is so special. And yeah, I remember just being so nervous before I met you, but then we met and I was like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. I hope every influencer is like this. P.S. They're not. Alex was so genuine, and she was just, you're just so warming and just welcoming from the minute that I met you, and just so down to earth as well. And I feel like it's just something that just says a lot about you, because you have so much success behind you, and you just still keep it so real. And we had such a great time on set, and then we became friends after. So
yeah, we clicked so well from the beginning.
Yeah, we did. I'm just trying to be your friend. Yes. We love to see it. Yeah. So I guess that's kind of exciting to talk about. So tell us how you got started on social media, and like how your account, like picked up, and how it affected business.
I first started, I guess, well, now it's been like 8 years ago, but I was just working in like a corporate salon inside of the mall. And I had a client that came in, and she was well known from being on like a TV show. And I started doing her hair, and she started posting about me doing her hair. And that's kind of when like social media started picking up. And it was crazy, especially like with how hard it is to grow now. Then if I would get tagged in like one of her pictures, I would get like maybe 6,000 followers from one post within like 10 minutes. And I had really bad quality pictures back then. It was like when social media first started to take off, and I was like, wow, this is crazy. Like I'm not even really posting that great of pictures, and I'm still getting all these followers. So once I started like noticing I was gaining that following, I started trying to take better pictures, and it really just from then it just like sped off. And within, I would say, maybe a year of being successful on social media, I was able to quit corporate and go into my own business, which was really nice because corporate takes everything from you.
Yeah.
So it was really nice.
Yeah, that's something
that happened really fast.
Yeah, I remember it totally did. That's something that I want to talk about too, because I remember meeting you at a salon with, you know, quite a few chairs.
Yes.
And then you went over into your own business where you had your own salon. How
Yeah.
like how was that process like? And also I want to talk about like the environments in both of them. If there was anything toxic or if there's like major differences, things like that.
The salon that I worked at was a day spa, and there was, I want to say, maybe 150 stylists working there. And I actually really liked the atmosphere. I got along really well with everyone, but my style and the kind of clientele I was bringing in compared to their clientele was clashing, and it was almost uncomfortable to a point where it was like my clients would come in and everyone would stare, everyone would look at us, and it was kind of like, I think I need like a private space to make the clientele feel comfortable, because they felt like they were being like stared at, you know, because I don't have just your average client. I have clients that get wild things and that are in the salon all day long, and people find it strange.
So from there, from the corporate salon, did you go to renting out a salon suite?
I went from corporate to the day spa, which is where we did the shoot out for the magazine. And then from there, I went into my own suite.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like that's something that you don't even think about, because early on, Vivids was not like a huge thing, like as big as a category as it is now. And how like you felt like you had to have privacy for your clients that specialized in this and wanted this. Like that's a thing.
Well, and a lot of my clients are extra, so they look a little bit extra. And I think it was just in Temecula, it's kind of conservative in Temecula, and I'm getting clients coming from other places. I maybe have a handful of local clients. All my clients are from out of the area, and places like LA where, you know, they're a little bit more colorful and a little bit more out there. And I just feel like in Temecula, it was kind of a shock to see those kind of people coming in.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. People even flew in to see see you.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I've had a few people fly in, which is like the best compliment ever. Right? That's such a good compliment.
That is.
So that's been cool.
I remember you telling me this like so nonchalant, like, yeah, I have like clients flying in to see me. Like, it's serious. It's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does most of your business now come from Instagram still, or is it just
actually it does still come from Instagram, but I don't really take new clientele right now. So all my clientele that I have is the ones that I've had for years, and I kind of have just kept it like that. Every now and then I'll open it up to take new clients, but for the most part I have my clientele set in stone, and that's kind of just what I do right now.
And 2020 was just such a hard year for the industry and for salon owners in particular.
Yeah.
Tell us how your 2020 was and how you had
it was crazy. What was that?
How you had to pivot that strategy and that growth model moving forward.
We're honestly still like working on where to go from here. 2020 set us back a lot, business wise, money wise. It just was a really big setback. We are noticing even now still clientele aren't feeling comfortable coming in just because they're afraid of the virus. And I understand that. So it is a little bit slower. So we're just really working on providing the best services and the safest environment possible for our clients and trying to move on forward from there. We are taking new clientele, but at the same time, it's kind of scary taking new clientele, because my clientele that I do have, I feel so safe with. And I feel like I know that they're following the guidelines. They're not going out and they're wearing their masks and they're social distancing. But when you start bringing new clients into the mix, it's almost scary because you don't know them and I don't know what they're bringing into the salon. So it's been like this fun thing where it's like, oh, cool, we're getting to see new faces in the salon, but then it's also been a little bit scary. So we're just kind of honestly taking it day by day, but it's been really crazy.
Yeah, and you guys have had, and especially in California too, there's just been so many things thrown at hairstylists, and now you guys can do hair, but you have to do it outside. I remember your team and your coworkers and who you work with were very vocal about that when that all came into place. Did you guys ever end up going outside? Because the crazy thing is people are asking to go outside, but it's like 102-degree weather in Temecula.
Yeah, and where our salon's at, there's a freeway like up above us, and I'm like, so great. I'm gonna tell my clients, like, come get your hair done next to the dumpsters in the freeway. Like, I can't. I couldn't even go down that road. We talked about it like a little bit, like kind of dabbling with the idea of trying to go outside, but when I thought about it, I was like, there's no way I could do, there's no way.
Right.
And it's so insane that salons reopening, we're in the last rollout of businesses to reopen, when it's like,
Right.
to get your license to be a hairstylist, there's so much sanitation and like so much that goes into it that's more than like a normal business. Like you guys are experts
Right.
in sanitation.
Yeah. To combat.
Well, I think that's what was like so crazy about it, is I was telling the girls at the salon, like, these people that work at restaurants and stuff, you know, you have to get a food handler's license, and you can get a food handler's license in 30 minutes, but yet we went to school for 1,600 hours. And that's what you learn in cosmetology school, is sanitation. You know, you're not really learning the skill of hairdressing, you're learning sanitation. So I'm like, how can these people work, but I can't work when I literally have 1,600 hours of sanitation?
Right.
So it was really frustrating.
Yeah, exactly.
And more on a personal level, like how has the pandemic changed your life?
I got into like a little bit of a funk where I was just like bummed. I wasn't seeing clients, I wasn't seeing anyone, I was just staying home. And I think just like everyone else, it can get to you, you know, you can go a little bit stir crazy being at home. And then I was on the business side of it, I was like, I spent all these years building this business. I'm like, what am I going to go back to? Am I going to go back to nothing? So it was really scary, and it really puts like your head in like a crazy place to like think about things like that. Like all of this years of work could be over this.
Yeah, no, 100%. And so how did you, so when salons were able to start opening up, like how did you like transition? And then how are things for you now?
I started the first shutdown that we had when we first went back. I went all in, and we did all of our safety protocol calls, but I like dived in head first and was like, I'm gonna take as many clients as I can get in. And I really burnt myself out. So the second shutdown, I learned, I'm like, you know what? Because the first time, by the time that they had announced we were open, I found out because I had hundreds and hundreds of text messages. You're open. Can I get my hair done? Can I get my hair done? And I took it on. I was like, okay, like, let's start it. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
But we burnt ourselves, all of us. Everyone at the salon was so burnt out because we were like, first of all, we went from not working for 4 months, and
right.
I guess I've been doing hair for 11 years, and standing on my feet all day has never bothered me, but not doing it for 4 months and going back to it, I was like, holy moly, I'm freaking tired. Like, my back hurts, my feet hurt, and I was slower. I felt like it slowed me down.
Oh yeah, like the physical demands of being a hairstylist, I think most people will never understand that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a lot of strain on your body.
Oh yeah.
You know, and you wouldn't think that not doing it for a few months would make a difference, but it really did.
Yeah.
And how do you take care of yourself at the end of a really busy work day? How do you do that self-care?
I bought myself a jacuzzi.
Okay.
And I get in the jacuzzi every night, and it is the best investment I've ever made.
When can we come over?
Yeah.
Yes.
Moment. We'll bring some.
Yes. So that's like my little hour in the evening to like get in the jacuzzi and just like decompress and hang out. Like that's my me time, and I love it. I enjoy it. I really, really enjoy it.
That makes me very happy because I've never heard you have me time in your entire life since I've
been. Yeah, I'm really trying. Actually, I felt like during quarantine, like the end of it, the beginning of it was a lot more difficult. And then when we were getting towards the end, I was really like, okay, I think I needed this. I think I needed to kind of step back. And I realized that I want to work hard, but I don't want to work and put myself in those positions where I'm that tired, because I was getting burnt out, and I was almost getting to the point where my job wasn't enjoyable anymore. And I don't ever want to take from that, because I love my job, and I don't ever want it to be, well, this is just work, because that's a great thing about being in this industry, is it is so fun and it is so rewarding that I don't ever want to feel like, oh, I don't want to go to work. So I feel like that little step back made me realize, slow down and enjoy it, because you're very lucky to have a job that you can enjoy so much.
Oh,
I love that.
I know. How does it feel to just like transform people and make them feel so beautiful and have that confidence?
It's literally the best feeling I've ever felt in my entire life. Especially when like you get one of those clients that like you can tell that they're really there to like feel better about themselves, and they're just like going through a rough time, and you can really make them feel better. It's literally the best feeling ever. And like I know to some people it's like it's just hair, it's not a big deal, but the way that you feel when you have your hair done and you feel good about yourself can change your entire mood.
That's true.
Yeah. And what made you want to be a hairstylist in the first place, and what got you passionate about beauty?
I don't actually remember ever not wanting to be a hairstylist. My mom did hair when I was growing up, so I was always around it. So I don't ever even remember ever wanting to do anything else. It was just always like my first grade when we like had like our career day thing. I have like my little like paper, and it's two little stick figures, and it's like hair salon.
Oh, that's cute. I love it.
So I just always wanted to do it.
Mom is the biggest source of inspiration.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Aww.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
I wanted to switch gears because it's been, it's been a tough year with the pandemic, but also like, you just went through something extremely hard with your house and the
Mhm.
fire. We wanted to just obviously check in and to see like how you're doing, but also to just kind of recap and go over what happened.
So about a week before Thanksgiving, my house had a garage fire, and unfortunately we lost everything. My husband even lost his truck, his motorcycle. Like we literally lost everything except for the clothes we were wearing. So it's still, I feel like it's still kind of shocking, like you go from having a home and having all these things to within 10 minutes having nothing and kind of being like, oh my God, I'm homeless. Like, sure, I was staying at my parents' house, but you almost feel like, wow, like I just turned 30 that year, and I was like, like this is just not where I thought I would be at 30, like back in my parents' house, starting over from scratch. And that's kind of what we've been doing, is just starting over during a pandemic.
Wow.
It's a lot, especially when work isn't as steady as it should be, and you have to get all these things that you don't think about, because we actually did find a house about 3 weeks ago, so we're back in a house.
Oh my
But
God.
it's like the little things, like
Yeah.
we're so excited, we love it, we're really happy, but it's like the little things that you don't think about, like, oh my gosh, we need forks, we need knives, like all those things that you go back to, that like, wow, you don't think about all these little things that you need. And then on the other aspect of it, I was just telling my husband the other day, I'm like, I almost feel like relieved. Like I carried around all this stuff with me for so long, and I had a lot of stuff. I had a lot of makeup. I had a lot of things that I really loved, and I felt like it was like this huge part of me, and it was kind of almost nice to like get rid of it and be like, you know what, like that's just materialistic things. Like I don't need that. At the end of the day, like I'm safe and my husband was safe, and I felt like it almost put like me in a different like mindset. Like, it's just stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like where I am with it right now. I wore into my things for a while, where I was like, oh, I lost all these things. Now I'm just kind of like, it's just things. They're all replaceable. Like we're honestly probably happier now than when we were before.
That's great.
I'm so happy to hear that. And it's so, yeah, I mean, mentally having to basically start from scratch and rebuild your life. I can't even imagine kind of like the toll that took on you.
Yeah, it was really stressful. It's like I said, something that you don't ever really think about. When I was younger, my little brother caught himself on fire, so I've always been really afraid of fire. He spent maybe like 3 months in the burn center, and it was really bad. So I've always been afraid of fire. So I've always like been that person that's like, make sure no candles are on. I check to make sure the stove's off. Like I always make sure like there's nothing that could catch on fire. So to actually have my home catch on fire, I was just shocked. I still sometimes I think about it and I'm like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe that.
Yeah, and it was bad wiring.
Yeah, is that what happened?
Yeah, it was faulty wiring, in the garage sparked next to the furnace, and the furnace blew up.
And thank goodness you were not home.
We were not home, but on any normal day, we would have been home. It was honestly like just like a freak thing that we weren't home. Like on any other day, we would have both been home.
Well, someone is watching over you.
Yes.
I'm so glad.
Yes. Me too. It could have been a lot worse. Obviously, if we would have been home, it would have been really bad. And then thankfully, my pets were saved. So my pets got out safe. We're out safe. So like I said, I mean, yeah, we lost everything, but at least we have each other.
Exactly. And it's almost like a fresh start, like you were saying. Does your husband share that same mentality, or is he still kind of mourning the stuff at this point?
He's having a harder time than I am, especially because he was doing like his own like handyman business, and he had all of his tools, and he lost maybe like $50,000 worth of tools plus his work truck. And that's like just something you can replace, like overnight. That's like a big chunk to replace. So he's having a harder time with it than I am, and he also he holds on to like materialistic things more than I do, like or not materialistic, like sentimental things. He's like, well, I don't have that thing from when I was a kid, and like I'm really good at like throwing stuff away. Like I don't get attached to things as much as he does, so he's definitely having a harder time.
Oh.
But it's been, now that we have a house and like we're getting settled, like I can tell like he's like feeling like definitely relieved.
Now, are there things that you guys need? Like, I mean, you were saying like forks and stuff, but like as far as like work goes, and as far as like your makeup goes, like have you like do you need things, or are you just how did you start over basically?
I have really great clients that a lot of them sent me gifts, money, like gift certificates to buy new makeup. I had the girls at the salon all pitched in for Christmas and got me like a big Sephora gift card to purchase them stuff back. So just like that, slowly I've just been getting stuff, and then I've been setting aside like per week like $50 a week, to like go and buy something for the house or buy something that we need. Because at first, when we like first moved into the house, I was like, oh my gosh, we need this and we need this, I'm gonna like go buy it all today. And I was like, well, that's not realistic. Like I haven't worked for almost a whole year. Like I can't just go buy all these things. So I've really like tried to like slow myself down. It's okay. When you get it, you get it. And I'm trying not to really like stress about it.
What a whirlwind year for you, 2020 was.
It was a crazy year. I mean, I know it was crazy for everyone, but that's what I was telling the girls at salon. Like, I guess it wouldn't be 2020 if my house didn't blow up.
Yeah.
Oh
my gosh.
What a way to end the worst year,
Yeah.
And for you to come out so positive and to be like, hey, like I actually benefited from this in terms of, I shed some things that I didn't need. I think that's amazing to have that mindset.
Yeah. When we like moved into the new house, I was like, even though it sucks that we don't have anything, we don't have to move anything. Like we literally just got to like get a house, get keys, and like move in, and we didn't have to move anything, which was kind of nice, because I was always like, if we ever move out of this house, it's gonna take us so long because we have so much stuff that we have to move. So, and then I was telling my mom, I was like, did I manifest my house blowing up? Because I was like, I don't want to move all this stuff.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to like look at it in like a positive way.
Absolutely.
Well, we absolutely love you, and that was devastating to see you go through that. And I know that it obviously isn't over yet. You're still rebuilding, and like Karen said, we love your attitude, and just only you would turn this into like a positive outlook, which is so inspiring.
Thank you. That's like the only way to look at it. I feel like I could sit and like I was sad for a while, and I just sat and I was like so sad, and I was like, I got to stop being sad over this. Like there's way worse things that could have happened. I have my health, I have my husband, our animals are safe. Like it could be so much worse, so you have to be grateful for what you do have. Although I don't have a lot, I have what matters.
Exactly.
Do you mind if I ask, because I know that we kind of touched on this before about your renter's insurance. Did you end up getting any claims from that? No,
unfortunately not. I had renter's insurance. We lived at my home for 3 years, and I had it the first year. And I don't know if you guys have renter's insurance, but it's such a small amount that comes out of your account. And I was on auto pay. I like didn't even notice, because it was like $10, $11 that would come out of my account. And when it stopped coming out, I just never even noticed that it wasn't coming out. And I didn't even think about it. It's something that you don't really think about. You don't ever think that some crazy disaster is going to happen.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
So unfortunately, we weren't able to claim anything from it. And then because of the homeowner's insurance, it was the fire damage was so bad that they couldn't pinpoint what exactly caused the fire. So there's no like fault on either side, my side or the landlord's side. So her insurance won't pay us out anything, because there's no nothing bad on her side, technically, because they can't find anything because the fire damage was so bad.
Okay, so yeah, so my whole thing too is like, if you're a landlord, like it's your job to make sure that your renter's insurance is up to date. And so you should have been told once a year, hey, do you guys have your renter's insurance? That's my cue to be like, oh yeah, let me go renew this or check this out. So
she never even like required us to like have it. The only reason why I had it was because the place that I lived at previously, they made us have it. So when I moved in, I was like, oh well, we already have renter's insurance, I'm just going to carry it over. But she never even like asked like, hey, do you have renter's insurance? It was never really a conversation.
Wow. And it was kind of an old house too, so the wiring was kind of faulty.
Yeah, and we've had problems with like wiring in the home before. We had like a lot of other problems with the home just because it is an older home, but we never really complained about it, which I guess is wrong on our part. I should have maybe complained a little bit more, but my husband just always fixed everything.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Well, where do we go from here? What do you see this year, and what are some goals that you have for this year?
I honestly, things have been so crazy. I haven't really thought about like what I want to do next. I just know that I want to be happy. I want to expand my business and get back into working and being busy and being happy about what I'm doing. You know, not working myself too crazy, but definitely getting back up there, because like I said, this last year has taken a hit and things are a little bit slower, and I would like to get back up to where it is a little bit busier. But at the same time, I don't want to overdo it.
Yeah, no,
You
definitely.
know, I'm just kind of like taking it day by day.
Yeah, we were actually just talking about how a part of success is taking care of yourself, and like especially for hairstylists, you're on your feet so much. The longevity of your own career, it's like you have to make sure to really take care of yourself and your health.
Right. Yeah. Well, I think it's funny because, like, you know, years ago, if someone would ask me what being successful meant, I would be like, oh, successful is making this amount of money and having all these things. And now I'm like, to me, being successful is having goals, doesn't matter how big or how small they are, and crushing them and accomplishing them. And also being successful is believing in yourself, because if you believe in yourself and you know that you can accomplish something, like, that's so successful.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Who are some people that inspire you?
Hairstylist wise?
Anyone.
Anybody.
It could be someone in your life. It could be someone.
My mom inspires me the most out of anyone. My mom and my dad, they're both the best people ever. And then in the hair industry, I really, really am inspired by Antonio. I love everything he does. And I just think he's so sweet.
Yeah,
Yes, I love Antonio. I Instagram stalk him all the time and like watch all of his stories. And I'm just like, Antonio is so cool. Like, I love Antonio.
Really is.
And he's like really inspiring. And then Lala, I love Lala. She's inspiring too. I love everything she's doing.
Yeah.
What was that?
All of our team, basically.
Yeah. And you guys are inspiring because you guys are doing so much. I'm so proud of you guys.
Oh, thanks, friend.
You're the
You
sweetest.
guys are like definition of like girl bosses. You know, everyone wants to be like you.
Oh,
We can say the same thing about you.
yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
That's how this all started out. I was like, I love this girl. Will she be my
We
friend?
have an inspiring team.
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
totally.
I think that everyone that works with you guys, you could look at and be inspired by every single person that works with you guys.
Yeah, that's incredible too, because we get compliments on our roster all the time.
Mhm.
And like, even with you too, like, you don't just pigeonhole yourself into one category. Like, you're our most, unique person on our roster, because you're doing hair and you're doing makeup, and you're so talented at both. You have that huge star quality about you already. So
Well, thank you.
yeah, then like also just like being a business owner, and like I remember when we were in our 20s and you were like, I'm just gonna go ahead and just do my own salon. I was like, wait a minute, what do you like? I'm scared. And you're like, no, I'm just gonna go ahead and be my own business owner. It's okay.
Yeah, that's probably the best thing I've ever done for myself, is be my own business, because it is rough out there working for someone else in the beauty industry.
Yeah.
You know, especially when you start doing high dollar services, and you're working at a corporation and they take everything from you. You know, so going out on my own was probably the best decision I ever made.
I know. And when we're talking about success too, back in the day, like, you used to travel all the time and doing the shows, and it was exhausting work, and you should have been paid like 10 times more, obviously, for that work. How do you feel about that now? Like, would you want to go back to, traveling all the time? Do you miss it?
I would love to go back. I miss show energy. I always tell people that aren't in the beauty industry, like, the energy that is at a hair show, you do not even understand until you go to a hair show. You know, it's crazy. It's like a circus, but it's a fun circus. It's inspiring. You see all these, stage sets and these amazing stylists on stage, like, just doing what they love, being able to look however they want to look and totally killing it. It's really inspiring to see. So I love shows. I would love to go back.
There's no lack of big personalities too, and it's so fun to just see people in their element on stage demonstrating. Like, there's nothing like it.
Adame in the aisles with like a whole group of people congoing behind him.
Yeah, it's interesting. It is a lot though. It's a lot. Like, I feel like after you get home from a hair show, you need a good 3 days to recover. just from all the energy and the craziness of it. But I really love hair shows, and I would love to go back and do some teaching. I really love to teach, so I would love to do some stuff at hair shows.
I know. I remember like we've talked about this too, getting into education, and of course, like maybe coming like, you know, beyond the chair, obviously, and going into maybe a more like creative director role for brands. I want to know like what would be like some of your dream brands to do education for and to work with?
Olaplex would be like my number one. I love Olaplex, love everything they stand for, love the people. And after working with a lot of brands and realizing that it's not just the actual product that you have to love the people, and you have to love the brand. And that's like the most important thing, because I've worked with brands that I love the product, don't love the people, and it ruins the product, you know, like no matter, it sucks when you believe in a product so bad, but then the brand doesn't have the right morals and the right things for their stylist. It's kind of like a turn off. So Olaplex is like the brand that I'm like, love the people, love their product, I love everything they stand for. So that would be like my number one. And then I would really love to work with Pravana.
Oh, okay.
Let's manifest.
Yeah, those are like my top two. Oh, I love big and sexy too. Sexy hair. I would love to work with sexy hair.
Okay, noted. Love that. Yeah, they have their new pro line that they have, and they've just been doing some awesome things too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lots of good brands out there.
I know you are really in your element, and like you always are like, and even when there's like lives that need to take place, you have just always like taken the reins and been like, okay, I can do the lives, like I can do this and that, and you actually kill it. How do you kind of like channel, like what do you do to get that confidence? Because like I know that you say you're very humble, and like you say like it's really hard, and like, oh, I didn't do my best, but no, when you are like live and like when you're on stage and you're talking about education or you're doing your thing, like you are a star.
Thank you for saying that, because I feel opposite. When I like see myself, I'm like, oh my gosh, like that was so bad, and I don't feel necessarily that confident when I'm up there and when I'm talking. So I don't know. I just say what I know, and I just kind of try my best, but I don't, when I'm up there, I feel like so shy and so like quiet, and I feel like sometimes that there's other people that can outshine me because I am a little bit more quiet and reserved. So sometimes I feel intimidated. So hearing you say that makes me feel really good, because I do feel like intimidated a lot when I'm live or when I'm doing these kinds of things.
Yeah, no, like I honestly know that I can depend on you for like doing live content and like takeover content. I'm like, oh, Alex is in a clutch. Like you just like turn it on. Like I feel like maybe it's because you've been an influencer longer than a lot of influencers in the hair industry these days, because we really had people just kind of sprout up, and you know, this category has grown so much, when back in the day maybe there was like 100 by the time that you were starting to get bigger.
Right.
That's the truth.
Yeah, I was very small when I started, because I started like right when it was like a thing to be an influencer, and I feel like then it was so easy because you just posted a few pictures and you would blow up. And now you have to do TikTok, you have to do everything, you have to go live, you have to be more personable, where before, when I first started, it was kind of just like you posted a picture and you got all these likes and all these followers, but now you have to like almost be more personable and put yourself out there more. So that's what I'm like really working on, is trying to like put myself out there a little bit more and not be so like shy, because I feel like I am actually very shy.
Like, do you feel like you're more of an introvert than extrovert?
I think it just depends on the situation.
Because you have to connect with clients, and you know, there's a very like extrovertedness that you need just to be able to have that connection and build that clientele.
Yeah, in the salon, it's so easy for me. That's probably my favorite thing about being in the salon, is my clients that I have such a connection with, and it's the best thing ever, because they feel like family. I
feel like you, just like from me, you know, watching your career, I feel like you also feed off of other people's energies a lot. So if you're around like a group of people who you are, you know, you vibe with, and they're also giving like a certain amount of energy, like you're able to meet it and then like exceed it as well. So yeah, I totally get that. And like you've done events where I've like thrown you on the stage in front of like these huge executives in the beauty industry at Deborah Carter's birthday party. Oh my God, yeah. I'm just like, no, she'll kill it. She's doing great, and you did, and you do. Yeah. Well, I feel like even though like I'm a little bit shy and a little bit quieter than some, I do think I have a very likable personality. So I think that's where like
it comes easy is I do feel like I have a likable personality, and that makes it a little bit easier. And I'm like, oh, okay, like it's okay, like they're gonna like me because I mean, not to sound conceited, but I do feel like I'm very likable and I'm very easy to talk to. So I feel like that helps me a lot.
And you were
That's
saying
true.
like you feel like some people might shine brighter, but it's not about who speaks the loudest. It's like who has the most to say and who is genuinely authentic. And I feel like you have such an authenticity about you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That people just like, okay, there's no bullshit here.
Mhm.
Real.
And that's what I want people to feel about me. I want them to be like, oh, you know, okay, she's just like she's a cool person to talk to, and it's not, she didn't know how to feel. I don't want anyone to ever feel intimidated by me like I feel sometimes I can feel about others.
Yeah, I was definitely intimidated by just, you know,
The
outside.
beauty industry in general is intimidating.
Oh,
Yeah, it is. It is. I had a group of people who are, you know, influencers, and, you know, people's heads can start getting bigger and bigger, but like yours never got big, and you're just, you know, so grounded, and I really commend you on that, especially like we were saying, especially with you being at the forefront of this movement, you know, which is very commendable. And you've done a very good job of just like keeping your head straight. You know, like, okay, like the social media side is like this a plus, and like, you know, like inspiring people. And you are your worst critic, as we are all our worst.
Yeah, that is true.
And, you know, I know you can overthink your art before you like post it and stuff, but I'm proud of you with all your growth you've been able to do, and, you know, with everything that you've been able, you know, that you've gone through. And I'm proud of you. And I think that, yeah, of course, I think that brands need to tap more into people who are relatable, rather than looking at numbers and engagement and followers, because that's what brands are lacking. Brands are lacking being relatable and that relatability. And if they don't have people that are on their team that can do that, like, it's not going to translate.
Oh yeah, and it's all the time too. Someone might have almost 1 million followers, but they don't have any selling power. So that's that it's not translating with their audience. So it's definitely not a numbers game. It's all about who's able to really connect. Because you find it hard to like really tap into your audience and really connect with them, because, you know, social media is kind of a facade.
I don't have a hard time with that at all. Even I've been lacking on posting, especially this last year. I haven't posted much, but when I do post, especially on my stories, I interact with all of my audience that talks back to me, and it's so fun. And it's like gotten to a point where a lot of them will like text me like, hey girl, hope you're doing good. And it's like back and forth, and I love that. So it's not hard for me to connect with them at all. It's just I struggle with actually pushing out the content right now is what I'm struggling with.
Yeah, and so I want to know why do you have a struggle with that?
I don't know. I feel like this has been an ongoing struggle for a few years, where I've kind of been like stuck at this one spot, and I'm not really going up or going down. And I think it's honestly, I was working so much at the salon, and I was putting so much into the salon, and when I got home, I was putting content on the back burner. Especially when I first started posting content, like that was my main focus, was I wanted to do the hair to get a picture for social media. And I've kind of switched gears where I want to do hair because I love it, because I want to make the client feel good. And to me, it's not about the picture at the end, where before I was focusing so much on one picture, and I was almost driving myself crazy because I was spending so much thought and so much time into these pictures. And I'm like, well, wait a minute, this isn't, I'm not here to be a social media star. I'm here to be the best hairdresser that I can be. So I kind of like took a step back, and I was like, I need to focus more on my career in the salon than my social media. So I kind of like put it on the back burner. But now I'm at a place where I kind of want to reverse it, and I would rather step back a little bit from behind the chair because I'm tired. I've been doing hair for 12 years. My hands are tired. I'm losing grip on one of my hands. I think I'm getting carpal tunnel.
Too much.
So I want to step back a little bit from that and then jump back into the social media. But I kind of feel like I've gotten myself so far behind, it's hard to jump back into it.
Don't say that. Don't say that, because if you jump back into it, it's going to just increase every single time that you just jump back on the stories, and you get more view. And honestly, you can build it up. Like, it's not too late. It's absolutely not too late. And like what you're just saying about interacting with your followers, like they want to see that, you know, that intention. And you saw what I did this summer, my summer project, and where that, you know, that page is. And it's just it's really not even about the followers anymore. It's about that community and having that community. And what that community is going to give you is it's going to open doors into new opportunities and help us to find these opportunities that you want to have in the future. And I'm here for you no matter what. If you want to take time off of social media, you take your time off. But if you want to come back into social media, I'm telling you, it will pick up. You just have to start somewhere again.
Yeah. Consistency is everything.
Yes.
Being consistent.
Yeah.
And I feel like right now it is a lot easier for me to be consistent if I jump right in, because I slowed down my salon schedule instead of being there every day. After this big wave of clients that haven't gone in, after I'm done with that, I really would love to only work at the salon 2 days a week.
I know, and I want that for you.
So that's like that's my biggest goal right now, is 2 days of the week, and then the rest of the time. And it's hard, you know, to kind of ground yourself at home. When you're at home, you're like, well, I'm working, but I'm not working. And that's like what I need to like really help myself with, is, you know what, yeah, you're not at the salon today, but this needs to be a work day. You need to pump out some stuff and, you know, post it, rather than just watching 90 Day Fiance reruns.
Whoa, honey. Speaking my language. Speaking my language.
Love that.
Yeah, I get it. And it's definitely a transition. Like it was a transition for me. I did not like the office environment. Like I didn't have like, you know, what you have in your salon with the girlfriends. I was never made for an office environment. I was actually never made for like really college or having a boss or in an office.
I was going to say reporting to an authority.
Yeah, reporting to an authority figure. I just wasn't made for that. So, I mean, but it was still an adjustment when I worked at home. And how I did it is like, I would create like little, and not to get like home edit on everybody, but I would create like little sections and little stations and be like, okay, well, this is my workstation. This is where my work stuff is going to be. So I know when I'm over here, I'm going to work. So, you know, really making your space something that, you know, that you're able to unplug. But now it's also dangerous too, because it's like, here I am working from home. We're in our family room. This is like the main, probably the most highest traffic area of our house. And this is where I'm doing my work now. So John's just like, can I come downstairs? I'm like, no, stay upstairs, because my whole office now, the entire house is my office. And I don't shut down, and I'm working late into the night. But at the same time, this is my lifestyle, and I have so many dreams and so many goals. And I know that things that I'm doing and the hours I'm putting in is going to be something.
Yeah.
I don't know what, something. Yeah. Yeah. It's going to pay off. So I think that just, you know, getting started, but I totally agree with you too. How was your transition from being in the office to working from home?
I almost like still feel like I work in an office, because I'm like the type that like I can just be at my computer for 8 hours, and then my fiance is like, dude, it's like dinner time. Like you need to get up. And I not realize that much time has flown by. So I like it in the sense that there's almost like less distraction. Yeah. I feel like so much of office life is just like distracting shit with people. Someone's coming into your office like every hour.
The drive.
Yeah, the drive is
everything.
BS. So I definitely feel like it was a lot of weight off my shoulders. And yeah, like we always say, like what we do is a lifestyle. And like I feel like most of the job doesn't even feel like work. Like we're so blessed to really have that creative freedom. And if I have an idea, you know, 10 times out of 10, Bree's like, yeah, let's do it. I'm down.
Yeah, I'm always down.
Yeah. That is the best thing about this industry, is you don't get bored because you can always do something, and the freedom is awesome. I don't think after working the way that I work, I could ever work a regular 9-to-5 job. I would go crazy.
Yeah, never again. The politics of it too is just not.
Oh yeah, I like just having to worry about myself, and that's it. So much easier that way.
Yeah, definitely.
So do you feel like you kind of built this tribe in your salon of women who really support each other, and is that like your support system?
Yeah, the group of girls that we have at the salon is the best group of girls I've ever worked with in my entire years of working, and I love it so much. I feel like I'm so lucky. And it was like when especially during the first quarantine, we were like talking all day, like crying, like I miss you guys so much. Like I don't even want to work, but I need to come. Like I need to see you guys. We would like Zoom call all the time, and it was just, it's awesome to have that place where you feel like safe, and I feel like I can go and I can be myself, and we talk about important things, and it's so much bigger than just going to work and doing hair. You know, it really is like this family that we created, and it's awesome.
We also need to go to your next Christmas party. I know you guys have
Ooh.
epic Christmas parties
Yes,
every
get
year.
lit.
Yes, we had a slumber party not 2020, but the year before that, we had a slumber party.
Mhm.
We put beds out in the salon and we all slept at the salon. It was
Oh my
fun.
gosh, that's so fun. Yeah.
Yes.
And the Halloween
Yes,
day.
we have a big Halloween party. Last year we were really bummed because we didn't get to have our party. So hopefully this year things will be a little bit better by then and we can have our big annual Halloween party because it's so much fun. And all of our clients come and our clients look forward to it. All of my clients last year were so bummed. They were like, I don't even care about my hair. I just want to come to the Halloween party. I'm like, well, not this year.
Yeah.
So everyone really looks forward to it. So it's really fun.
Oh, we love
Mhm.
that.
Yeah, speaking of parties, like my first industry parties were with you.
Yes.
We went to the Gerard Cosmetics party.
Mhm.
We went to the Nick's Face Awards together.
Mhm.
Yeah, like
And we went to a Bellamy party together, I think a few times.
we did go to a
Yeah.
Bellamy party a few times. I know, like anytime there's a party, I'm like, do you want to go? And you'd be like, do you want to go? I'm like, sure, let's go.
Uh-huh.
And that was really the beginning of events, like just from you being like in this industry and like going to these events, meeting these influencers, knowing these influencers. How has it changed?
First of all, the first time we went to Nick's Face Awards, we stood in a line for 3 hours. No one knew anything about who we were, but like last year, you're putting on American Influencer Awards in a big ball gown. Like, how crazy is that?
I know.
Like, how cool is that? That's what even my mom was like, I'm so proud of Brianna. Like, I remember her riding in the backseat of the car, like going to the Nick's Face Awards. Now she's like doing this whole big production, and it's just crazy to see this, like, what a 4-year difference, like how far you came in 4 years.
Oh my gosh, I know, that's wild.
Isn't that crazy? Like when you think about it,
like only 4 years. Yeah, that's like a high school career.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's really cool to see. It's so cool to see that is like a whole different element, seeing going from, you know, the first time we ever went to a award show together than going to American Influencer Awards.
Yeah.
You know, last time I went to American Influencer Awards, I didn't have to wait in a big line, so that was different.
Yeah.
I just got to go right in.
Yeah. I know that's true.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I mean, aside from like even just events too, like how has, you know, when we talk about this like quite a bit, it's kind of this almost discouraging sometimes because we see these amazing influencers who used to be our idols and like people who you and I used to meet all the time back in the day when I would go with you to events or we would go to Fame and we started the Brow Down blog and we were like doing the most. How has it been just to see like these kind of personalities like change a little bit?
Sometimes I think it's kind of sad. I've seen people, I won't name any names, but one influencer that's really popping right now, he's doing really well for himself. We actually used to talk all the time. There's a few of them, but we used to talk all the time on Instagram, and he followed me and I followed him. And then once he blew up, he deleted me off Instagram, pretends like he doesn't know who I am. Mm-hmm. And when I see him at events, I'm like, I want to go say hi to him, but I almost feel like I can't even say hi to him because I'm not at his level to him, so I don't even think he would want to talk to me. And I feel like that's kind of sad because it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't matter how many followers you have, how successful you are. If you're a cool person, if you're a good person, you should you should be able to accept everyone. Yeah,
treat everybody the way you would want to be treated.
Yeah, but I kind of feel like these influencers get to this point where they're like, well, if you don't have X amount of followers or this much, then, you know, you can't sit with us.
Right.
And it's also like just toxic for the followers.
Yeah.
Like a lot of it is young and impressionable.
Mm-hmm. A lot of it I think is super fake. Mm-hmm. It's not genuine. Yeah. You know, a lot of these connections that you do make, I almost feel like you have to kind of be like, well, is that a genuine connection, or do they just want to piggyback off of this, or do they only want to be friends with you because you have some amount of followers? To me, it doesn't matter how many followers someone has. You know, if someone is a good person, I want to be part of that person's circle.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I can definitely resonate with that 100%. Mm-hmm. I think that our roster is just so genuine, and there's like really no egos, and it's so refreshing, and it's wild because this social media monster can turn people into beasts. Like it's insane. Like they can have a complete personality change. Then it's like, it makes you think, wait, were they like this the entire time? Like, was this really, was this inside of them? And like, now it's like just brought to light. And then also too, they have such a good way of concealing it unless you actually really know them and are around them.
Right. And I almost kind of feel like I see a difference in like the makeup community and the hair community, where I feel like it's a lot easier in the hair community to be accepted no matter how many followers you have, but in the makeup community, it's a little bit more cutthroat.
Yeah, it is. It is.
They're a little bit more catty in the makeup industry, but in the hair, like I feel like all of the big stylists that I know, they're humble and they're kind, but I feel like in the makeup industry, it is a little bit different.
Yeah, and it's also like you had to become a licensed professional. There's credibility there that the everyday makeup influencer, like they might pick it up on the fly, and maybe it worked out for them after they posted a lot of makeup content and they kind of just fell into it. It's not always like they really worked hard to get there.
Yeah, that's true. And I think too that just in general, the makeup influencer thing is so much bigger than hair influencers, just because to a regular consumer, someone just regular that just wants to do makeup can look at a makeup influencer and be like, oh, she did her makeup, I can do my makeup, where someone that doesn't do hair can't really look at the way I do hair and be like, oh, I could do that too. Unless you're a licensed professional. So I feel like it's a lot easier for people to resonate with the makeup industry than it is with the hair industry.
Yeah,
that's very true.
100%.
Like the hair industry is mostly made up of the fans of the hair industry are also in the hair industry. They're also hairstylists. You don't really have like that following that these makeup artists have. Hairstylists don't have it like that. They have it within the hair community, but not really outside of it. And I think it is just because, that a regular person can, see it from just a regular person that doesn't have a license. Like, oh, she picked up this and she does makeup and look how successful she is. I can do that too.
Yeah, that's true. Because it is all about being relatable now.
Yes.
The whole thing.
Yeah. So I think that makeup artists are definitely a little bit more relatable than the hairstylists in far of that aspect.
Yeah, definitely. Now for like moving forward, are you going to be doing with social media? Like what do you love to enjoy? Like, what do you enjoy creating the most? Do you love creating makeup looks or on yourself, or do you like to do the hair looks on your clients?
Makeup on myself. And that's like also where I feel like I struggled, because I started out as just like a hair page posting my work. And now I've noticed brands that don't want to work with me because they say I'm too much hair, too much makeup. Like a hair brand thinks I post too much makeup, but a makeup brand thinks I post too much hair. So I feel like that's kind of hard. But if I were to pursue social media more, it would definitely be in the makeup realm.
Yeah. Well, we love seeing you on our feed as much as possible. So I'm super excited for that.
Thank you. Yeah, I just need to get in a better routine.
I hear, don't we all?
Yeah. But my makeup room is almost finished at my new house, so I feel like that will motivate me a little bit.
Yes, you got to do a tour. You got to do like a little makeup room tour for us.
You can do like an Amazon tour, because I got everything from Amazon.
Oh my gosh, you should. You could do Amazon Live.
Oh, I know. My whole house is like Amazon right now.
You do room on a budget.
Yeah.
What was that?
You do room on a budget with Amazon finds.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Because you can find some gems on Amazon.
Yeah, you can if you search. If you search.
The Amazon driver is my favorite person right now.
Ours too, always. I've been getting a lot of Shein stuff actually lately, but I end up like only keeping a few pieces, and I'll have like this whole order of like 15 items. And I'll only keep like 2, and then I'll return them. Then I have this like credit, and I'm like, okay, I'll go and buy some more. So then I'll get 15 pieces, and it's just this reoccurring cycle. I'm like, this is becoming like a full-time job almost to return the clothing.
It really is.
Monster.
Yeah, it's crazy because the other day I was looking at my toothbrush, my toothbrush that's like the electric one, and I remember when John and I first started dating, which was 4.5 years ago. He was like, I was like, I need an electric toothbrush. I've never had one. And he was like, oh, you should order that on Amazon. I'm like, what's it? Why? I didn't even know what Amazon was. I didn't even
Really?
watch online buying. I thought that it would I thought it was schemy because one time I had like my identity stolen from PayPal. So I was like, I'm just going to stay off of online finances. Right. And so I was just telling him the other day, I'm like, you're the one who like created this beast because now we're getting Amazon deliveries every single day. Like you can see like boxes just right there.
Just stacking up.
Yes. And then I hide them. I have them stashed all over the house. I'm like, I don't even remember some of these things.
Oh yeah. During quarantine was my biggest shopping spree ever. It's just because I was bored at home. But did you see the TikTok where people are like, if you look in your Amazon account, like here, here, and here, you can see how much money you've spent on Amazon in the year.
Oh my gosh.
Don't do it. I don't recommend doing it.
Oh my gosh.
But I did it. And in 2019, I placed one order with Amazon. In 2020, I placed 143 orders.
You're kidding me. 140.
I mean, it all burnt away, but I still purchased them.
Girl, I bet mine is higher than that because I don't leave the house to get batteries anymore. I don't.
Oh yeah, it's Amazon it.
Yeah, even during the pandemic, like
That's
my
true.
fiance would get groceries from Amazon. I'm just
Yep.
like, I'm not in the house anymore.
How do I find out? How do I find that out on Amazon?
I'll send it to you. You have to like go to like all these little setting things.
Forget it. All right.
Yeah, I don't recommend doing it because when I've seen how much money I spent, I was like
what?
what's wrong with me? I have a problem.
Wild.
I have a real problem.
Yeah, I get it.
But it's just so easy.
What are your makeup recommendations? What are you loving right now?
My favorite foundation always forever is Estee Lauder. That's my number one. And then I just got, because I don't have any eyeshadow palettes anymore, so I've been really like trying to get palettes that I really, really know that I've been wanting for a long time. So I got the ABH Norvina palette. I'm obsessed with it. Obsessed.
Really?
Yes, it's so pretty.
Is it the neon one?
It is, I think, the volume 1. Hold on, I have it right here. Let me see. It's this one.
Oh, you gotta reveal it.
Yeah, let's see her.
It's the purple palette case. Oh my gosh, yeah, it's
so pretty.
They're loud. You could have so much fun with those.
Okay.
Yes.
But you know what? I didn't hear a lot of buzz about the Norvina palette, so I was just like, I guess I could live without it. One palette, that's fine.
Yeah, well, my probably like all-time favorite palette is the Anastasia. Is it Modern Renaissance?
Modern Renaissance.
That's my favorite palette ever.
Oh my
God.
That velvet pink, case. I love that palette.
Yeah.
Yes, I love that. And then I seen she came out with like a soap brow. I need to try that. I haven't tried that yet. I really want that.
Okay.
Looks really good.
Bomb. I have been using the KVD Vegan Beauty 24-hour brow.
Oh, you like it?
It is the best. It's the best product ever. I'll wake up in the morning and I'll still have my brows on.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Have you tried the NYX new brow markers?
No, I haven't, but I've tried
this one. It's the Lift and Snatch. This.
Okay, what a cute.
It's like a little felt tip, but it makes like the perfect hair strokes and they stay on so good. Like you could like rub your eyebrow and they're still on.
Yeah, I have the Lime Crime Bushy Brow one.
I haven't used that yet. I have it though.
Lime Crime one.
Okay, so back in the day, Alex and I used to have a vlog called The Brow Down.
Yes, girl.
And I was wild out here talking about brands. And
this is before everyone is out here getting canceled too.
This was out, yeah, exactly. And
yes, this is before cancel culture.
I know, and I love Lime Crime's team now, but I did say that at the time there was some drama with the owner, and I did call her a wig snatching wood beetle in a post. I did.
You sure did.
Oh my gosh. I remember when we would go to those shows, we would wait in line just for like one little, all I could afford was one little Lime Crime bullet lipstick. And I still have it and I never used it. Probably
you never use it?
Oh, the grape one. I mean,
I don't think I've ever used any of Lime Crime's products. Maybe like a lipstick, which is I think it's kind of funny because like their aesthetic and like their colors like totally sticks out to me.
I know.
Oh yeah.
You called her what you called her, and I was like, yeah, I just can't.
Support that.
I just burned that in our brain. I just said, well, you know what? Now I'm back to using lime crimes.
Oh, another product. Wait, I have to talk about this product real quick. It's eyelashes, but I seen this viral video about these eyelashes on this girl on TikTok. I freaking scroll TikTok all day long.
Yes.
But they're from Amazon, and they're the best eyelashes ever.
Are you wearing?
And they're $8. Yes.
Okay, those look very bossy.
Yes.
They're a lot. Like they're a lot. They're not your everyday lash, I would say, but for
Bossy.
$8 for like 6 pairs of them, you cannot go wrong.
What for $8 for 6 pairs of those?
The price is going up because they went viral on TikTok. So I think the price is like up to $9. I'm trying to look for the package.
Are you kidding me, Amazon? Don't do us like this.
These.
What is the brand?
It's like some weird brands, like HBZGTLAD.
Huh?
Okay, that's a made up name.
Yeah,
It's
but I think they might be sold out. They like went within like 2 days on TikTok. Within 2 days, they went to like #1 seller because I'm one of the girls that posted it. So I got it like right on time when they were still like the $8, but I think the price went up. But
Dang.
it's a steal, so I'm loving this.
Oh my god! Wow.
Can't beat that.
That's good to know. You would know all the secrets.
Amazon queen over here.
I know.
Yeah, I've been Amazoning.
I did get the Jeffree Star Orgy palette, and honestly, it's basically the same color tones
This color.
over and over. And I was thinking that there might have been some warmer ones, but it's kind of like, you know, a little bit more ashy on the ashy side. But
Oh yeah.
pigments just in general are just so lit on another level.
I've just felt really turned off by Jeffree Star products lately. Like I haven't really seen anything that's like, before I would see powder, I'm like, oh, like blood sugar. When blood sugar came out, I was like, oh, have to have that.
Yeah,
have to have. But I haven't really felt like that with any of his new stuff.
I know, like his Christmas collection, I was like, I really want to try to get some stuff, but I was like, I didn't. And usually I'll get the girls like some stuff or like some mystery boxes and be like, oh, this would be fun for Christmas or something. And this time I was like, no, I didn't want like one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just kind of replenish like what I know I like from Jeffree Star. Yeah.
Yeah. I've been using a lot of drugstore stuff, which I wasn't using for a while. I was using, just like the high end, but since I don't have anything anymore, I've been like doing more drugstore stuff. And I'm finding like a lot of stuff. I'm like, oh, like I've been sleeping on this trying to get these bougie brands when this is just as good.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Tell us what.
All the brow products I've been using are all drugstore, and I would always just do like the Too Faced or ABH, but you can get products that are just as good for a lot cheaper.
Oh my gosh.
These are all gems that we would love to see on your social. Like I know people would be dying to hear your recommendations.
Yeah, I need to post them because there's a lot of freaking steals. Lipstick wise, like liquid lips, I was buying only Kylie for so long, and the L'Oreal inflatable, I don't know if that's what it's called, but those lipsticks are so good.
Dang, I'm hearing that from other people too.
They're good.
Yeah. And they're like not drying like Kylie's. I got it.
But you get so stuck on the names. Like I wanted like all this nice makeup and I wanted the expensive stuff. But now that I've like had to, step down a little bit, I'm like, this drugstore stuff, back then when I first started wearing makeup, drugstore stuff sucked.
Right.
But they really have stepped up their game.
They're onto something. Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
Yeah, there's like beauty salons almost built out in like some CVS's I've seen.
Yeah.
And they have like professional products, and yeah, you can go there and get like Pravana. You can go there and get like Pureology. I'm like, what is going on? It's fabulous.
Yeah. Yeah. I know like a lot of, especially stylists, they don't love that you could buy stuff like that in places like that, but I think it's fine. Even like I know there was like a big thing about Olaplex being sold in Sephora. Stylists were really unhappy with that, but I think that's great. I think it works out.
Consumers need it too. Maybe consumers, and especially now with the pandemic, it's like you got to make these things accessible. The hair industry has taken, especially the hair industry has taken a huge like just hit. Yeah. And it's crazy because I mean these are huge like mega brands like Disneyland type brands, and they're hurting, and business is not as usual. And there's nothing that's been announced that says that there will be business as usual soon, you know? There's no timeline. So it's just all in the air.
That's the crazy thing is like there's literally no timeline to anything. And I think that's where it also gets really frustrating because you kind of everything's so up in the air right now. Like, sure, we're open today, but we could be closed tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's literally happens that fast. So you don't even have like time to prepare for anything.
I can't even keep up. And you know, John would tell me that, okay, well, eventually this zone is going to go into like the orange zone. I'm like, I don't know these zones. And like, who is how do I even find out about these zones? And I mean, I
Right.
watch the news, but John's on his Yahoo News all day long, just scrolling, and he knows all the news. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I was keeping up with it a lot in the beginning, but I realized like I had to step back from it and not watch it because I was focused so much on the news and it's depressing to watch, you know, so I had to like kind of step back from it.
Oh, I know. Then like, you're like, okay, well, when are we going to get the announcement? Is this going to be temporary? I mean, at the very beginning, we're like, okay, a few weeks. Yeah, I've got it. Awesome. And then now it's like, this is life. This is serious.
Going a year on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm really hoping for the best and hoping we don't have another shutdown, but if we do, it'll be okay.
Yeah.
You know, I feel bad because I know there's a lot of salons that aren't going to survive it, that haven't survived these last few shutdowns, and it's really, really sad. And I just hope that everyone can hold on, you know, and keep their business.
Yeah, but you know, there's never not going to be a need for people to get their hair cut or to feel like they want to pamper themselves. I think that's something that will never go away and can never be.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true. So I think it'll be okay.
We love your positivity and your radiant energy, and we just love everything you do.
I know.
Thank you. Ditto.
You're awesome, and we're so happy to be able to have you on today. Where can our listeners follow you?
At Alexandrea Villareal on Instagram.
Awesome.
All my handles on every social media platform are just Alexandrea Villareal.
Okay, and you're on.
It's a little bit long.
Don't worry. We'll put the spelling in our caption.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much.
No, thanks for having me. It was fun to talk to you guys. It's been so long.
I know. We'll come down and see you. We have some goodies for you.
Yeah, we want to catch up.
Yeah, let me know whenever you guys can come down, or I can come up there to hang out with you guys. I want to see your new studio.
You have to. It'd be an honor. Just let us know when.
Film with us.
Yeah.
And film with us. I know. You just did a BCC takeover too. Which is stunning.
Thank you.
I loved it.
I like doing the takeovers. They're fun.
Yeah, you're a queen at it.
Killing it.
You guys too.
Thank you so much.
No, thank you guys. I would love to come back anytime.
Yes, you're welcome back anytime. You already know.
All right.
Bye.
Okay, bye guys.
You guys so much for listening. And if you guys want to follow us, make sure you guys follow us on Instagram at
Ambition for Breakfast with the number 4 on Instagram. And you can follow me and Brianna. I'm at Written by Karen on Instagram.
And I'm at Brie Armstrong.
Thanks so much for listening.